a missed penalty at Craven Cottage to a humiliating cup exit at Grimsby, United's season is already on the ropes. And now Burnley arrive at Old Trafford, looking to pile on the pressure.
Hello there, and welcome to Devil's Roundup's 9th episode. We're Abbie and Luke, based in Australia, and we're incredibly excited to have you with us.
Welcome to the deep dive. Look, here we take your sources, the articles, match reports, maybe your own observations from, let's be honest, a truly frustrating week for United.
Yeah, definitely frustrating.
And we try to distill them down, cut through the noise and give you the important bits, the insights. Think of us as guides, I suppose, helping understand what's really going on.
And if you're just joining us, subscribing, make sure you catch every United preview and review we put out.
Good point.
So today we're doing exactly that. A proper deep dive into two, incredibly frustrating results. We'll break down that baffling draw against Fulham from August 24th.
Baffling is the word. Then
relive the absolute disaster against Grimsby in the Carabao Cup. And then look ahead to the Burnley clash Saturday, August 30th. It feels huge, doesn't it?
It really does. All right, let's get stuck into this Fulham game first. Craven Cottage. What an afternoon that turned out to be. Just so frustrating. We really felt like we should have won that one.
We really, really should have. And what makes it worse is how we started. Remember those first 15 minutes? It was a proper blitz of early action.
It looked good then.
Matthias Cunha, our new forward, was linking up so well with Brian Mbeumo and Mason Mount, who was everywhere. Cunha especially, he looked sharp, almost scored, remember? That shot that just zipped past the post.
I do, yeah.
It honestly felt encouraging, like maybe this is a new attacking identity, maybe the end of that awful first-half goal drought we've had. It felt like things were finally clicking into place.
And that's exactly why what happened next was just, infuriating. We start like that.
Yeah.
So bright, and then poof, the air just goes out. What actually went wrong there? Was it all down to that Bruno Fernandes penalty miss?
Look, it has to be the pivotal moment, doesn't it? The momentum killer.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes, the captain, he'd scored, 11 straight penalties? A perfect record.
Unbelievable record.
And then to blaze it high over the bar like that. You could almost physically feel the deflation, not just from him, but the whole team, the whole stadium.
Yeah.
It wasn't just missing a chance. It was like a psychological punch, It just stopped us dead in our tracks. Fulham got a breather, they regrouped, and all that early energy we had just vanished.
You mentioned the toothless narrative earlier, and yeah, the own goal wasn't great for that narrative. Wasn't Lenny Yoro's header itself like a decent bit of attacking play? Didn't that show some progress in creating chances, even if the finish needed a deflection?
Okay, fair point. The header itself was decent quality, sure. But our only goal came off their player, Rodrigo Muniz, from that Euro header.
Right.
Think about it. Our actual forwards, the guys paid to score, they didn't find the net from open play. Again. So it highlights not just not scoring, but that lack of a clinical moment, that decisive finish from our attackers that properly kills a game. It felt a bit lucky, didn't it? More luck than killer instinct.
And Silva's tactics for Fulham, they clearly worked. But was it really a tactical masterclass from him, or did it just shine a massive spotlight on a flaw in Amorim's system that, let's be honest, we should have seen coming or fixed by now?
I think it was a masterclass in exploiting our known weaknesses. Silva mirroring our back three was one thing. The clever part was the 3-5-1-1 setup.
Yeah, the midfield overload.
Exactly. They constantly outnumbered our two central midfielders. It caused a chain reaction, didn't it? Our wingbacks got isolated, the defense got pulled about, and suddenly Alex Iwobi was their spare man.
He ran the show for a bit.
He really did. Found pockets of space, dictated play, exploited those gaps we know exist in Amorim's system. It wasn't luck. It was a smart, well-executed plan that just left us chasing shadows in midfield again.
And the subs. What a difference, or lack of difference.
Oh, completely. Stark contrast. Fulham bring on Emile Smith-Rowe and bang, goal, 94 seconds.
Yeah, incredible impact.
Immediate, decisive, game-changing. Meanwhile, we bring on Benjamin Šeško, and what did he have? 16 touches, 1 in their box.
Pretty much anonymous.
It just really showed maybe a lack of game-changing options on our bench compared to theirs, or maybe just how they were used. Either way, not good enough. A big concern for us.
But yeah, we walk away from Craven Cottage with just 1 point from 2 league games, feeling completely frustrated, same old problems showing up. Not the start anyone wanted.
And if Fulham was frustrating, well, at the Carabao Cup exit against Grimsby, that was just humiliating. Shocking result. Any tiny bit of hope we had just evaporated.
Oh, don't get me started on the team selection for Grimsby. My head nearly came off when I saw it. 8 changes.
A big gamble.
It felt like Amorim was just playing roulette with the cup run. A massive misjudgment, surely, given how shaky we've already looked this season. All the pundits were saying, play your strong team, build some confidence. Not that. It just backfired spectacularly.
And the first half performance reflected that gamble. It was shambolic, abject, really, just awful.
Terrible.
We were all over the place from the first whistle. Grimsby deservedly went 2-0 up, and you have to point fingers at Andre Onana for both goals.
Yeah, he looked rusty.
Definitely rusty, first start of the season and all that. But failing to save a near-post shot, that's basic stuff. And then mishandling the corner for the second, those errors just killed us early on, set a dreadful tone.
We did rally in the second half, have to give him that. Amorim threw on Delict, Bruno, and Mbemo at halftime.
Yeah, that changed things.
And it sparked something. And Mbemo scored a beauty, that curling strike. And then Maguire popped up in the 89th minute to level it, forced penalties. But even then, you just felt, I don't know, like we were delaying the inevitable. It felt like such a struggle.
And then the penalty shootout. My word, what an agonizing marathon that was. 26 spot kicks. Record-breaking.
Just ridiculous.
You almost have to laugh, don't you? Or cry. My nerves were shot just watching it, and it felt like such a cruel twist that after all that, Matthias Cunha had the chance to win it. Saved. And then Brian Mbemo, his second penalty of the shootout, hits the crossbar. And that's it. 12-11 loss. Humiliating exit. Just a brutal way to go out. Sum up the whole week, really. An emotional gut punch.
And the cherry on top, Amorim coming out afterwards and publicly slating the players for playing without any intensity. I mean, that just highlights a massive disconnect, doesn't it? It adds fuel to the fire. Sounds like he's losing patience, or at least he's deeply, deeply disappointed.
So you put these two results side by side, the Fulham draw, the Grimsby defeat. What patterns are jumping out? What are the really alarming trends here for United? Because something's clearly not right.
Well, the midfield vulnerability is staring us in the face, isn't it?
Yeah.
That two-man setup just keeps getting overrun. Whether it's clever tactics like Fulham's or just direct play like Grimsby's, we look exposed in the middle. It's a structural issue, keeps happening, leaves us chasing shadows and giving opponents space. It's not just about personnel, it's the system, surely.
And then there's the finishing. Or lack of it. You called it toothless, and that feels right. We're having loads of shots in these games, creating opportunities.
Yeah, the stats look okay sometimes.
But no forward has scored from open play in either match. That's not just a blip, is it? It feels like a real lack of that clinical edge. And then you add the missed penalties, Bruno against Fulham, Cunha and Mbemo against Grimsby.
Massive moments.
Huge moments. Chances to take control, show some ruthlessness, and we failed each time. It's not just about missing goals, it's missing that killer instinct when it really counts.
The substitutions gap you mentioned, too, that's another worry.
Yeah.
Fulham and Grimsby both bring players on who change the game, have an immediate impact.
Yeah, Smith Rowe scoring instantly.
Exactly. Our subs, though, they just haven't made that decisive difference when we needed it. So you start questioning the depth,
Right.
but also maybe the timing, the instructions from Amorim. Why aren't our fresh legs changing things like theirs are?
And finally, you have to talk about the psychological side. That fragility. One missed penalty throws us completely off course against Fulham.
Yeah, heads dropped.
Early mistakes against Grimsby, and the team looked rattled. Even the shootout, it showed a lack of composure under pressure. It's not just individual mistakes. It feels like a collective thing, maybe a lack of on-field leadership when things go wrong. It reminds me of previous seasons, that pattern of one setback leading to a collapse. That's a worrying sign for this team.
So putting it all together, these patterns suggest a real crisis brewing for Amorim, doesn't it? You've got tactical problems, midfield, finishing, and this mental fragility. Feels like we're at a proper crossroads already, and that early optimism is fading fast under the pressure.
Yeah, it does. By the way, if you are enjoying this discussion, maybe share it with the United fans. It's always good to keep the conversation going.
Definitely. Okay, let's shift focus now. Let's look ahead to the next one. Burnley, Saturday, August 30th, Old Trafford. This isn't just important. This feels, well, absolutely massive for the season already.
It really does. And what's striking is the difference in mood between the two clubs right now. We're in crisis mode, aren't we?
Feels like it.
Winless in the league, 16th place, 1 point, dumped out of the cup humiliatingly. Amorim's criticizing the players' intensity publicly. It's just pressure, pressure, pressure.
Yeah.
Burnley, though. Okay, they lost 3-0 to Spurs, but then bounced back. Got a vital 2-0 win at home against Sunderland. They're 11th. They've got a bit of confidence, a bit of momentum. They'll be coming to Old Trafford, fancying their chances, smelling weakness.
Historically, yeah, we've got the upper hand. 65 wins to their 44 overall, 9 Prem wins to their 2. But, and it's a big but, we cannot forget that Burnley win at Old Trafford back in January 2020, 2-0.
Oof. Yeah, remember that one.
That's the historical warning, isn't it? An upset is definitely possible, especially with our current form and confidence levels seemingly on the floor. History counts for nothing if we don't perform on the day.
And tactically, it sets up an interesting clash. You've got our system, Amorim's high-risk, high-reward 3-4-2-1. It wants to press high, attack dynamically, create overload. But as we saw against Fulham, it can struggle against well-drilled low blocks. And that midfield gap we keep talking about, still there, still exploitable.
Right.
Then you've got Burnley, Scott Parker, pragmatic, defensively solid 4-2-3-1. They'll focus on being hard to beat, that defensive stoicism. Frustrate us, soak up pressure, and then hit us fast on the counter. It's that classic battle, our attacking ideas versus their solid shape, and they know exactly how to be spoilers.
Our defense is a big worry going into this, too. Martinez still out with a knee injury. Mazraoui's close, apparently, but Amorim's being cautious. Understandable, maybe, but it leaves us stretched at the back.
Thin options.
Burnley, it's that weird defensive paradox, isn't it? They were the Great Wall of Burnley in the championship, conceded hardly any goals, incredible record.
Phenomenal, yeah.
But they lost key players from that wall, didn't they? Trafford in goal, Egan Riley. So the big question is, can this new-look defense replicate anything close to that solidity in the Premier League? Especially against our attack, even if it is misfiring a bit.
That really flags up the key battles, doesn't it, where the game could swing. Midfield, Bruno Fernandes, our creative guy, needs to find space against Josh Cullen, Burnley's engine room worker. Cullen will try to shut him down.
Big job for Colin.
Oh, definitely. Then up front, our guys, Mbemo and Cunha, they need to find that cutting edge. They'll be up against Maximus Stev, Burnley's center back, pacey, solid. He'll be trying to keep them quiet.
And we can't ignore their threat either.
Absolutely not. Luka Kalinovic, their young striker, 2 goals already this season. He'll be looking to pounce on any mistake from our fragile defense. Any hesitation, he'll be sniffing around.
So prediction time. Look, on paper, we should win. We got better players individually, home advantage. I'm going Manchester United 2-1 Burnley.
Okay. Tight.
Yeah, I think we'll start fast, high tempo, try and blow away the negativity from the last week. But Burnley, with Parker's setup, they're built to withstand that kind of early storm. They'll sit back, make it hard.
Frustrate us.
Exactly. We'll have loads of the ball, dominate possession, but probably struggle to break them down consistently. I think our attackers will find a way through eventually, maybe twice. But that defensive fragility, those midfield gaps, I reckon Burnley nick one on the counter.
Sounds plausible.
A win here is just, it's crucial, a stabilizer, a chance to finally get the season going. But a loss, oh boy, that deepens the crisis, casts huge doubts over Amorim, the whole project, the whole season. The stakes feel really high.
Yeah, agreed. Well, that wraps up our thoughts for this deep dive. If you've enjoyed breaking down all things United with us, please do consider hitting that subscribe button and sharing it with other United supporters.
Yeah, please do.
And hey, leaving a review really helps us get the word out to more fans.
Absolutely. So, given everything we've talked about, the struggles against Fulham and Grimsby, the big question for you listening is, can our players finally dig deep, find that mental toughness, that ruthless edge in front of goal, and actually kickstart Amorim's era? Or are these patterns of fragility just going to keep haunting us? Something to think about. We look forward to having you join us for our next Devil's Roundup, airing next Friday. Thanks for listening.